There we go. Yay. That only took a minute. Hi, welcome to Feelings with the Geekiary. I am Tara. I'm here along with fellow Geekiary writers Bekah and Fareed. We are fans, we have feelings, and this is where we webcast about them. Friendly reminder. Oh, gosh darn it. My computer's doing that thing again. Stop, computer. My computer always automatically starts the webcast in the background on YouTube, no matter if I pause it or not. Sorry about that. So, friendly reminder, this is also a podcast, and we actually have been downloading the episodes and uploading them to iTunes. There's a huge backlog that we had. We've gotten, I think, all of the important ones up, if not all of them, period. So go to iTunes and search for Feelings with the Geekiary or just the Geekiary, and you will find a whole ton of our past episodes as podcasts, so you don't have to watch our faces. But if you are listening to this as a podcast, please remember it is recorded live. We're not exactly sure what's going to happen, so please forgive us any technical difficulties or accidental swears. You can join the conversation with the hashtag Geekiary Feelings on Twitter, or you can also join the conversation via the live chat on the webpage for this YouTube video. Come on, how will we know we're wrong if you don't tell us?
So we want to remind all of you that the views expressed on this webcast are those of the host as individuals and do not necessarily reflect or represent the Geekiary or the webcast itself as a whole.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah, no.
So news and updates. The basics, make sure to check us out on Patreon. It's patreon.com/thegeekiary. We use this to help keep the site running, help pay for administrative costs, and we've got some fun little perks that come with it. So definitely check it out. You can donate as little as like $1 a month, so every little bit helps. Now, you guys have both been on Feelings before, but I think the ones that you guys have been on have almost always, if not always, been, special episodes for specific movies and stuff. So,
been on a few, I think, just like one or two that have not been specific.
Yeah. It's been a while. We've been doing the hashtag Hairgate, aka Man Bun Gate, for a while now.
Are we still on that?
I mean, we still talk about it every episode. Like, honestly, at this point, it's really just going to be, I think for a while, it's going to be just bringing it up because, Fareed, I'm not sure if you know what this is. You watched the webcast, so you might, but where we talk about whether or not Kit Harington has cut his hair. And it started back when Jon Snow was, quote unquote, dead. But it's still going. So we've been doing this for like 2 years now, almost.
Yeah.
It's been quite a while. But I mean, there's really no Game of Thrones news right now, and there's not going to be any for a while.
Well, I mean, other than engagements, but
yeah, that's not Game of Thrones
newsworthy.
news.
Yeah,
but, I mean, it is Kit Harington news. Woohoo! He's engaged to Rose Leslie.
No, we're talking about what's her butt, Sansa, Sophie, and Joe Jonas with his creepy little finger.
Oh yeah, they got engaged too.
Those two got engaged. It was very surprising. I had no idea they were dating.
Yeah,
I knew they were dating. Like I'd heard rumors they were, but like they're really young.
Sophie's what, 22? I think Joe is 28, 29.
So like he's not young.
They're youngish.
He's not young, but she's really young. So I don't know, whatever. So that's like literally, that's sad that like for God knows how long this is all of the Game of Thrones news we're going to get. It's like random real life stuff about the actors that I like don't really like. I don't really care about actors' real lives. So
there's some that I care about more than others, but like, and you know who those are, Tara.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I don't know. Yeah, I don't really care about actors' real lives except for like in the rare you're not even rare in situations where it's something like really bad and I need to know if I should like hate somebody. Then I want to know it, not because I want the gossip, because I want to know if I should never like give my money to that person's movies or whatever.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, which we can think of some people right now. who
Yeah.
have come up recently in the news. But I think we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Like soon, because like this is the whole like news section, the beginning of the webcast, and like with basically no Game of Thrones on the horizon. There's really no like Hairgate or Man Bun Gate to talk about, which means we get to move on to like what has been in the news and particularly what we at the Geekiary have been writing about the past. I mean, obviously we do the webcast once a month, but we usually just kind of pick a couple, big pieces from this past like week, because it's not news if it's like more than a week old. But yeah, so Fareed, you wrote the article about the Telltale games, right?
I wrote it today.
So what are they, because I saw the article but didn't get a chance to read it. Are they releasing all of the games? Are they like being released in like a collection that you can buy all at once or something?
Yeah, they're releasing season 1, season 2, the 400-day DLC, season 3, and the Michonne miniseries. So all of the Walking Dead games that have been released are being re-released on a single DVD or a CD for disc. Sorry, a single disc for the PS4 and the Xbox.
That just reminds me like that I haven't played them in forever, and I feel like I played the first season and I loved it so much, but because I played it on Steam and I don't even have the computer that I used for Steam anymore. And like my current laptop can't handle it. My desktop probably could, but I don't like sitting at my desk for hours at a time playing games. Like I got too much other stuff to do. So I'm like super behind in these games, and now this just makes me want to play them, but I'm going to have to start all over if I get the set. But that's really cool that they're doing that. Are they still going to be making more of them? Do we know?
No, in 2008, the 4th and the final season will be released. After that, the series is going to end.
Okay.
I mean, they might do some spin-offs or something, like they made a mini game featuring Michonne. So they might make another mini game on some other character from the comics. But Clementine's story is like ending in season 4 next year.
So it's like, is that somebody screaming or is that a cat?
That's my cat.
Okay, just making sure. No, I wasn't.
I could have told you that was a cat.
Well, look,
it could have been my cat for all I know.
Probably. No, so like, is it like out of curiosity, the Telltale games? Because like, are these like the ones? It's like, do you guys remember the books they used to have, and it'd be like choose this, flip to page, whatever. Is that kind of like the Game of Thrones series one where they had?
Yeah, that's the same as the Game of Thrones one.
Okay, I was making sure.
It's a really it's really fun, and it's a good game if you're not a huge gamer. It's still a really good game,
and it's way better than the TV show.
Oh yeah, it really is.
It's way better. The character development, the plot, the story, the pacing, it's way better than the TV show.
Oh boy, I got a lot of feelings about the TV show.
Don't we all? We can get into that in a minute. But yeah, so like other news, I know neither of you guys have played it, and I haven't either, but we do have a review up on the Geekiary for the new Steven Universe game, Save the Light. And fellow Beach City Con organizer / Geekiary writer KK played the game through and reviewed it and really, really loved it. So if you're a Steven Universe fan, definitely check out the review and honestly plan on playing the game. Like that's probably the next thing I'm going to play because I've heard nothing but good things about it so far.
Yeah, I'm planning to play it this weekend because, again, I've heard very good things about it. As an RPG, it's supposed to be a very good game.
Yeah, I just need to have time to like sit down and play it. But like now that I'm not traveling for like a month and a half, we'll get into that later too. I may actually have time. So, okay. So definitely check out Save the Light, the Steven Universe game. And it's December 5th that the Telltale Walking Dead games are being released as a collection. So keep that in mind too. Good Christmas present.
They're also enhancing the visuals.
Oh, really?
And they're also changing some of the backgrounds in the scenes, making them more detailed. So that's something to look forward to if you want to like replay the game.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I only played the first chapter, so, or not chapter, whatever. Yeah, chapter, the first chapter. So it's been a while too. So yeah, we were talking earlier briefly about how I only pay attention to like the real lives of famous people when it's something that they did wrong, so that I know never to like extend any more of my money or attention their way. And obviously, like the big thing in the news this week was the Kevin Spacey Anthony Rapp deal, and I don't want to get into that, too much on this webcast. But Fareed, you wrote the news article right when it happened, or right when you guys found out about it, and Stephanie Angel, our admin, wrote kind of a more personalized article about the situation. And also, since it all happened, like it was literally later that same day, Netflix came out and said House of Cards was going to end. And somebody that I know was saying, oh, it was always supposed to be this was always supposed to be the last season. But like, and maybe that's the case, but the fact that Netflix was like, that they hadn't made that official announcement, and that the way it was made was, hey, yeah, this is the last season. Also, we're disgusted by this news, was really A++ of them. So yeah. If you want some, more Kevin Spacey news or whatever, please check out the articles on the Geekiary. It's all of this, the Walking Dead stuff, the Save the Light, and the Kevin Spacey nonsense is under the news tab on the website. So, and Fareed writes more. I used to write so much news, and I just haven't. You guys all get to it before I do now, which is kind of nice. But yeah, you write so many news pieces, like. So anybody who reads our news pages, you're like the name they see every like 3 of every 5 articles.
I'm the news guy apparently.
But anyway, so that's newsy news stuff. Next we'll get into the discussion. So like, I don't know. Beach City Con happened a few weeks ago. Bekah and I were both there. Fareed actually helped with one of the articles that was written about it. He transcribed the AJ panel, so you got to at least hear the whole AJ panel.
It was a very fun panel, I might add. Like,
she's adorable.
It was fun. It was fun listening to AJ. She sounded like she was having so much fun when she was answering the questions.
Mm-hmm. She was very engaging. I don't want to go. This webcast isn't like the Tara show, so I don't really want to talk about Beach City Con all that much since it's my convention. But like, I did whine about it a little bit last month on the webcast because I was really stressed about it, and so I did just want to say, that it's over and it went really well. And obviously, we're already planning on 2018. So and like I said, Bekah was there. She was one of our volunteers and everything. But I mean, we've gotten a lot of really great feedback, and spending a weekend with Steven Universe fans, it was really different from Ice and Fire Con, which I talk about some on this webcast as well. But I mean, it was very different because Ice and Fire Con is adults only, and Steven Universe and Beach City Con are family friendly and everything. But it was very different, but it still had that same sort of like vibe where everybody is just really friendly and fun and there because they love the same thing, which I think I don't think that's something you get very much with conventions. Like even like maybe the first Walker Stalker Con, the very first one, but none of the subsequent ones felt like that. So yeah, it went really well. And I'm glad it's over. And next year, I actually won't be an organizer for it. I'm just going to be the programming director. So there's that. But I'm like really excited to kind of be able to pass that mantle. And I'm not even passing it on. I gave it up completely. So that felt really good. So anyway, I don't know, Bekah, anything to say about Beach City Con before we move on to other things?
I mean, I don't know. I enjoyed it a lot. I got a chance to make some really cool friends, like people I still talk to, and there's a guy who brought Brian. Yay. He does Mr. Universe cosplay, and he like has the van and everything, and he's like actually working on making it like accurate on the inside too. But no, like it was really cool. Like, you know, there's some parts that I was just kind of like only at a Steven Universe panel or a Steven Universe convention, but like Kimberly was really nice. Like she was so sweet. I had my wig got stuck on my eyelashes, and she spent like 5 minutes picking the hairs out of my eyelashes for me. And Kimberly plays Jasper, and then AJ was kind of roaming around the convention. Every time she saw me, she's like, "You're the Space Suns girl," and I was like, but no, everybody was really cool, and it was really great, and I had a lot of fun. So it was a great location, even though it was a little rainy that weekend. It was a great place.
Yeah,
the cosplay was awesome too. Like I saw Bekah's pictures. I think you were Rose, Bekah. You were dressed up as Rose.
Yeah, I did a few different versions of Rose. Yeah.
Yeah, you look great.
Thank you. I'm really proud of my first Rose.
Yeah,
that I did,
very good.
With the dress and stuff. But no, I got a wig for potentially for Amethyst. I don't know. We'll see. Also, Melisandre costume for $12 today at Spirit. But that's not really here or there.
Oh yeah, after Halloween sales, I didn't get out to see it. Like I could have, but I didn't feel like it. So
I mean, it's like as a cosplayer, it's like, you know, the Black Friday.
I went like not even last year. I think the year before and the year before that I went, and like one year I didn't even bother getting anything, and the other year I got like a couple things that like I didn't need and still haven't used. So but that's just because I'm like super specific about my cosplay plans and everything, so it doesn't help me. But yeah, if you're a cosplayer and you know Spirit Halloween sales will help you, there are still some open. I know like in Greenville, like I know somebody was saying the one in Greenville closes like 2 days after Halloween, but the couple times I went there, it was open for like 3 or 4 days at least.
It's supposed to be closed. It's told me it was closed. It's gonna be closed tomorrow.
Okay.
But no, I went in there today, and they're like ripping all this stuff down, and I was like, and they're like, feel free to go through our shit, and I was like, sure. So I mean, I bought a couple wigs, because I don't have enough blonde wigs, Tara. All the awful blonde wigs I get are like, no, they're so bad. Like I feel like I need to write like an article about how many awful blonde wigs I own and how fair and bald they are. But I got 2 wigs. I got I got a gun, like one of the prop guns, the one that bangs, and I got that and Scared Splendid. I got a pair of like black biker gloves. I don't still Lauren's anymore. And then Melisandre costume, and then of course the blood caplets, so I could bite down when people told me to smile.
I mean, yeah, I wish I honestly I should have not been so lazy and gone to one, but I was.
I mean, I heard somebody told me that down in Florida they're open like year round. So
we have a Halloween store that is open year round, but it's like on the other side of Orlando for me. Like I already had to drive to the other side of Orlando today to register for this race that I'm running this weekend. I was like, that was bad enough. Anyway, so yeah, Beach City Con was great. Halloween is over. Free, do you guys do anything for Halloween? I know it's different, you know, in different countries. Like a lot of them.
I used to do it when I was in university because our university was actually a Christian university and it was funded by the US. So we did all of those Halloween, Christmas stuff, and most of my classmates were Christian, so we were like all mixed together, and it was fun. But
because Halloween's the ultimate Christian holiday.
Yeah, and in the bigger, but Halloween, celebrating Halloween in Pakistan as a whole, that's not really a thing here.
Yeah,
and not even for the Christians in my neighborhood, they don't really celebrate it because it's again not a thing here unless you are like in university and you're with like friends or stuff.
Interesting. Yeah, I have friends in Australia who have said the same thing. You know, that they actually, one of them at one point was like, I really want to come to you know, the US for Halloween because we don't get that here and it just looks like such a fun holiday. So yeah. But yeah, so Halloween's over, blah blah blah. So one thing that Halloween-ish time brings is The Walking Dead. Free, do you still watch Walking Dead?
I still watch it, and then I
Okay.
read Bekah's review to make myself feel better because I'm not the only one who's like watching it right now.
Yeah. I'm glad that you still watch it because like that's the one thing. Like neither are the usual Geekiary hosts, Vaughn and Aaron. They unfortunately couldn't make it tonight. It's some sickness and whatnot. It's that time of year. But neither one of them watches it. So like usually it's one of those things where I'm like, yep, Walking Dead's back. I still watch it. I don't know why. Last year or earlier this year, when I was still reviewing it, I usually took a few minutes to complain about it just because I was, complaining about the fact that I had to review it every week. But now, now Bekah has taken on that task. And I just like honestly, I watched the season premiere and I was like, okay, whatever. And then I watched this past week's episode like the day after it aired or something, and it was one of those things where I was like, I didn't even pay attention to it. Like people were posting memes in this group that I'm in on Facebook, this Walking Dead group that I'm in on Facebook, and I didn't understand the memes even though they came from the episode I'd watched like earlier that day because I paid no attention to it because I didn't care.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bekah, we know how you feel. How generally, if you read your reviews, you know how you feel. But like other,
I mean, I'll let Fareed talk about it or whatever a little bit, and then I do have some things to say about The Walking Dead, though.
So I watched the premiere season 8, and the premise even doesn't make sense because I wanted to ask Bekah about it as well.
Right. Like, no, ask me now. I gotta know.
Yeah, when season 7 ended, Negan knew that Rick was coming after him, and everyone was like getting ready for a war.
Right.
Okay. But then when season 8 started, Rick and the group had time to like prepare their cars and everything. And what was Negan doing during that time?
I don't know. Apparently making a baby. Like, who the hell? Like that child. I don't know. Like it's like many. And also let's talk about how we should keep Rick away from mirrors because every time he looks in a mirror, he has like a freaking existential crisis or something. And like he realizes, no, he does though. He's like he looks in the mirror and he's like, you could just see it on his face. How'd I get so old? Like like you could just look on his face. And no, I don't know. There's a lot of issues. There's a lot of continuity issues and a lot of like honestly, whenever I was watching it, I was kind of like,
how the heck is Maggie still like skinny size 0?
Yeah, no, she's not showing at all. And suddenly Judith has grown like 5 years, not actually. Like she went from like being an infant, like crawling to suddenly like talking and like walking. And I'm like, and long hair. And I was like, how did this happen over a period of like 3 weeks? Because I'm assuming that's how long it is. But then again, Nicotero directed it, and we all know how we feel about Nicotero because he's like, oh, edgy, the only reason why those metal things existed on the cars, like how they're mounted, was just so Nicotero could get those shots of like half Rick's face, half like Negan's face. Like, let's be real. Like, other than looking like Mad Max Fury Road, Apocalypse Rising, whatever. Like,
I get why they had them, they wanted to keep themselves safe from getting shot by like Negan's people when they drove up there and like yelled at them for 15 minutes before they even did anything.
Killed the windows, destroyed all the windows.
I don't know. Like, honestly, I'm scared of arguing about shows and their horrible timelines. Not scared, but I don't even like doing it anymore because every time I do, there's always those show purists who come after me like, oh, but it's like this. This is absolutely how it works. Why don't you believe? You're just trying to hate. You're just trying to find something to dislike. I'm like,
hey, you guys did that to me with Beth. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Okay, so in case you guys are not aware, the viewers, listeners, whatever, if you're listening with your earballs, your eyeballs, I believed for a very long time, an unfortunate amount of time, that Beth Green was still alive after she had been killed. And no, don't laugh at me, Fareed. Look, and the reason I was on Team Denial, Team Delusional, that's what it was, because like the way that they shot it, like the bullet exited her forehead. It didn't exit her back of her head, but she like like you saw her brains go out this way, but then there was a bullet wound on her head whenever they had like a thing, and so I was like, oh my gosh, maybe the doctor shot her, maybe it wasn't actually Dawn. Like, I don't know, just like all this stuff. And I finally the other day, like not the other day, but I was finally just like, you know what, man, Beth's dead, man. I was so mad because they didn't give her like a proper send off, but they killed her for Beth Daryl's man pain, and like,
and no one even remembers her.
I know, which makes me so angry because she was so good.
Her.
She was so pure and so special. But
Well, the good news is that the viewership is falling. It's the lowest number of viewers. The viewership for The Walking Dead is falling. It's the lowest numbers they've seen in 5 years.
Wah, wah, wah. Even Jeffrey Dean Morgan,
but
sexy beard.
Yeah, but it's still like one of the highest scripted shows on television. So the viewership, like, I might sound petty, but I'm like, the viewership needs to like continue falling.
I mean, I think if it continues falling, they will. I don't like because you have like because like I don't know. I've been told some spoilers about the mid-season finale, and my dad. I'm not sure if I should say this out loud or not, but my dad actually works on the site where they film, and he's an environmental consultant, so he works. They film on part of Tyler Perry Studios down in Atlanta, and so he saw some stuff being filmed, that had to do with the Garbage Pail Kids and their truck, and apparently Daryl is riding on a car. I don't know, but they gotta kill somebody. They have to, for all of us to go like they have to do it. They gotta kill somebody, and if what's happening is happening, I think I don't know. I think maybe the viewership will rise a little bit, but I think a lot of people are going to fear The Walking Dead because I haven't watched it, but apparently it's a good show. It's gotten a lot better.
I think it's better than The Walking Dead is right now. But also The Walking Dead is like really bad. I don't enjoy it. And the thing is, like, it feels like, or it seems like a lot of my friends feel the same way. Like, some people are only watching it because they still enjoy like one certain character. Some people are like watching it, but it's clear that they're kind of just watching it to watch it, like they don't care anymore. And I think that the ratings thing really like shows that too. Like,
and like after Beth was, because like, I mean, yeah, I like Daryl, but like, I don't know, but then like I start finding other characters to like latch on to. Ezekiel. And like, so now I'm just like sticking around. I'm just like, please don't. But also it's kind of my job. So I'll watch and bitch and watch. But it's kind of fun though.
I'm just waiting for them to kill someone important. I'm like, they're the main character again.
They're going to. They're not going to kill Rick, but they're going to kill somebody big, I think, in the mid-season finale.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Like, honestly, when they kill Michonne, that's when I will stop watching. That's the comics. They killed Andrea off finally, and that was the last Walking Dead comic I'll ever read.
The last episode, Lauren was sitting there like this, and like with her hands over her mouth, and she was like, and I was like, what? She's like, somebody's gonna die, and I was like, so anticlimactic. Like, yeah, somebody died, impaled. Coming soon, The Walking Dead, Pier 1 Imports wall collection. Like, freaking.
Nobody important. I mean, I guess Eric is possibly on his way out, but
yeah, okay, he's definitely on his way out.
I mean, he needs to die because in the comics they're like pairing up Aaron and Jesus.
Yeah.
So like Aaron needs to die for that to happen because apparently gay characters can't be friends. They need to be like paired up.
Yeah.
Or they have to fight because we had a battle of the gays between it was Tara versus Jesus, ding ding, round 1. And they're arguing. Fighting. Yeah, and whenever Dean Pee Pants Dean or whatever his name was in the closet, and I was like, just like, no, we can't kill him, and Tara was like, death. Just like that, exactly like that. That was the whole reenactment of the scene, guys. No need to watch it. It's right there.
Yeah, it was that was like the only thing about this episode that I remembered, and it was mostly because I was like, ugh. I don't care about this argument. I don't care about them fighting over whether or not they're gonna kill everybody or let people live.
What is it up with the camera? Because Rick took a picture last time, and some other person has another camera and took another picture, and I'm like,
I don't know, man. they're chronicling their all-out war. I don't know. I just don't care. Like I watched this week's episode the day after it aired, and it was really like missing it was no big deal. Not just because I wasn't reviewing it, but because when it gets to the point where I don't care about being spoiled anymore, that's when you know I don't give a shit about a show. Like it happened with Game of Thrones too. So, but I don't know. How many seasons do we think this show is going to go on?
It's going to go on forever.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to literally become The Walking Dead. It's going to keep on going forever.
No, but like if they keep going this way, like you know how like every season, like the logo, whatever, like decays a little more. Soon it's just gonna be a black screen, and it's just gonna be like they're gonna be like, "What show are we watching?" And then you hear that da 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 da. You're like, "Oh yeah, it's The Walking Dead." Of course it is. I'm so clever and so witty. That's why they chose me. Just kidding. Nobody else wanted to do this. Someone help me.
Anyway, but no, like people should read your reviews because like if people liked my reviews, they should read your reviews because it's basically like the same person is writing them. Like not that you and I are the same person, but like literally it's the same sort of tone and like just general snarkiness and like trying to find the good things in a sea of nonsense.
You should see my notes whenever I take the show. Like literally it's like what the F like 20,000 times, and then occasionally it'll be like a bunch of question marks and I'll go back. But the thing is that I know exactly why I was saying those things, even though there's no differentiation between any of them.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That I've been there. So anyway, this is like the longest I've talked about Walking Dead on this webcast in like 2 years. Because I mean,
because we all watch it.
I don't know when Vaughn stopped watching it, or even if she ever did. But Erin stopped after Denise died, and yeah. So yeah. Oh, The Walking Dead. I just go away forever. It just needs to end. Like, at least with Game of Thrones, we know that there's an end to the madness. Yeah. With Walking Dead, it's like they need to end the comics. Like, they could have ended them on a good note a while ago. They could end them now on a sort of like bittersweet note. But no, they're just going to keep going because people will keep buying them.
Yeah, it's making a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, even with the ratings drop, even with people disliking what's going on currently, I think that the good seasons, the good episodes and everything they're still like, you know, recent enough that it's, you know what I mean? That people haven't forgotten about them. And that's why they're still kind of like
holding on hope.
Yeah. Or just not even just holding on hope, but just that's why they still care. Like, once a show is years and years and years past ended and everything, like the interest in it dies off. But then, I mean, dude, every year at Comic-Con that I've had a panel, the panel before ours is one about Lost. Lost had ended in early 2010?
Yeah.
So 7 years later, there is still a San Diego Comic-Con fan panel about Lost. So like this, it won't end completely ever, but it does need to. I don't know.
No, I feel you.
They need to have an end in sight, or else like it's just going to continue getting worse and worse. Does anybody disagree with that?
I mean, I think maybe if we got rid of Scott Gimple, if you're listening today, because this, get away from The Walking Dead. And I don't know, I just have a vendetta against him just in general, and it's not really founded in anything, but I just don't like him. Like, I've never met him. I'm sure he's a lovely person, but he just, I don't know, he looks like a little whale, like a little
whale face.
A whale face. So we Tara and I have this whole thing about Scott Gimple being a whale, and I'm not sure where that came from. I'm sure we were probably drunk sometime. Do you remember?
I hate to go on to like a personal story diatribe, but
No,
I'm
go for it.
99% sure it was the Walking Dead season premiere in 2014. So whatever season that was, when I had like a house party for the premiere. Like we had special food and drinks and everything. And yes, we drank. And then I think in the Talking Dead afterwards, Scott Gimple was just talking, and we were just like, "Ew, look at his like little whale face."
It's like, yeah.
I don't know why. Like, I don't know why we started calling him Little Whale Face, but it's a thing that
Little
stuck.
whale man.
And honestly, like I use it publicly too. So yeah, if you ever heard me refer to Sky Gimple as Little Whale Face,
Little whale
this
man.
is why. Yeah,
And
little whale man. That's what it is.
Like, I just don't like the whole, like, I don't know. I hold him and excuse me, Jason Rothenberg from the Lost. I haven't even been drinking from the 100. Like, I don't know. Has he still not tweeted? Because apparently we chased him off Twitter.
The 100 guy. I have no idea. I don't pay attention to that fandom.
Well, I do because I care about it. And somehow, I don't know why. It's because Murphy is still alive. If Murphy dies, I will literally burn down, like, I'll burn people's houses down.
You'll burn your Lexa costume.
I will not, because I cried so many tears over that cosplay. But I'll message Lainey and I'll be like, tell Richard he needs to go on. And she'll be like, gosh darn it, Bekah.
I honestly think that on the 100, like, I'm not in love with the show or anything, but I do think that Richard Harmon and John Murphy he's good at that character, and the character is pretty good, is good. He's got a good arc and everything. So I just think that I don't think they would kill him off anytime soon. I mean, the 100 isn't a show that just kills people for the hell of it. It really isn't. I
think, did they kill Ricky because he has to be released from his contract or something like that?
That's the rumor, yeah.
Well, it was actually because he was being bullied.
Yeah.
And like he came out and like said a bunch of stuff about it, and you know, like, and I mean,
that's what I'm saying though, is actor drama.
Yeah.
I don't care about what goes on in their real lives. Although to be fair, that did, knowing about some of the bullying that was happening on the set of the 100, and this is public knowledge, like Google it, seriously. Yeah. It's public knowledge. Knowing about some of that bullying, it did kind of turn me off from the show a little bit. Like, the show itself kind of isn't the greatest anymore, but knowing about stuff like that is what makes me not really enjoy a thing. The Rick and Morty fandom being fucking obnoxious makes me not love Rick and Morty the way I used to. And it sucks because like the creators, like Roiland and Harmon, they're not involved in it. They didn't do anything wrong, but like seeing how toxic the fandom is, I'm looking at you, Supernatural, makes me not want to be involved in a show.
Yeah, and I mean, like, part of the reason why too is because I know Richard, and I know like Lainey, his talent agent, whatever, and like I've met, you know, like not know him, not like we're like best friends or anything. Like we've had a few talks. He's a really cool dude. But, like, I want to support him, and I want to support Bobby, and I want to support, you know, Jared and Sachin and all those other people who are just angels. The actors are all angels, and it makes me so sad to think that, you know, some of them are going through this bullshit on set.
Yeah,
from these people. Anyway,
somehow we got from The Walking Dead, which, like, as far as I know, they all get along and love each other on that set. I know why we went from Gimple to the 100 showrunner to on-set bullying and drama. Anyway, Fareed, have you watched all of Stranger Things?
Yeah, I binge watched it myself, and then I am in the process of binge watching season 2 with my mom. We got to episode 4.
Okay.
But I watched the entire season myself.
Oh, so have you seen season 2, or are you still
I've seen it. I've seen the whole thing.
And Bekah, you've seen through episode 6, you said?
Yes, I just finished
The Spy.
No, I'm on The Spy right now. Like, Will has just woken up in the bed. But like, and I know though, because like I was reading a bit, like I saw the spoiler from Fareed. Like, I'm not upset or anything. Like, I just saw it. I was like, oh, like I'm glad that we can totally talk about it. I don't have a problem. But like, I don't know. Like, I have so many questions. Like, where are the kids from the very beginning? And why is Steve Harrington a beautiful, wonderful darling that everyone needs to be protected at all costs? Like, you know,
he is
just,
the best. Like,
Yeah,
I
his
loved him
character was
after
the
last
most
season,
amazing.
but his
People-
character.
yeah, people are so like they were so like, man, why you like Steve Harrington, man? And I was like, have you not seen the first season? Like, he totally kicked ass. Like, he deserves better than Nancy. So much
Yeah,
better
Steve
than
deserves
Nancy.
better than Nancy.
I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen all of it. And like, y'all can talk spoilers, it's fine. But like, I don't know. I just want to hold him and be like, shh, baby, it's okay. I'll love you. And your hair and your baseball bat covered in nails. And, you know, so. I really like the season. It's not quite like it was last season, but like, I think the whole thing with the cat was really dark. It didn't bother me as much as I thought it was going to. But, like, hate to bring that up, but, you know.
There were two unnecessary scenes. The cat scene was totally unnecessary. And then the spoiler alert, Becca.
That's fine.
You have already read it. My bad. I thought you had seen the season, so I just wrote it because it was in the news today as well. And that scene was also unnecessary.
Yes.
And I was like,
oh my God, so gratuitous.
And the news came out that in the original script, Bob was supposed to die. Do you remember that scene where Bob was driving Will to school and he was like talking about that nightmare thing?
The clown, yeah.
He used to get as a child. In the original script, Bob was supposed to die right there in the car. Will was supposed to like kill him right there.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
like,
heard that tonight, and I was like, wow, real glad they didn't do that, because like I already don't like Will a lot.
Yeah.
He's kind of just been like he's like a plot vehicle, basically. He's not really a character, you know, in and of himself, and I haven't really loved him because of that. It's hard to like a character that has no personality. He's literally just like this vehicle for the bad guys, whatever.
I mean, he's the puppet dance.
A puppet. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. It's been a long day. I'm also in a lot of pain.
What's wrong?
I pulled a hamstring.
Oh, that's
So
right.
so anyway, so like, yeah, I haven't really loved Will at all the past couple seasons. And if he had killed Bob in the 4th episode, like, and really, that's the other thing is Bob really, so much of his story and like so much of like why he's such a great character came after when he would have died, if that was the case. So they made a good decision.
But personally, I don't think Bob should have died. I mean, he could have stayed alive. For me, personally, they should have kept Bob alive.
Do too. Who kills him? Is he killed by the monster? Or does Will kill him?
He's killed by the
Demodogs.
The what?
In the most stupidest scenes, Dracarian's brothers.
The what?
The little Demogorgons.
Oh, the baby puppies.
Yeah, the baby puppies.
The Gorpies. The Gorgon puppies. Baby puppies. God, I was so I was so mad. Sorry. Look, okay, this is not Saturday Night Live. I have to remember that. No, but I was watching it and I was like, and Dustin like brought the little salamander into into his house. He's like, I'm gonna meet D'Artagnan. I was like, have you not learned that we do not take animals out of the trash, especially ones that look like that? What the hell is wrong with you? I know it's the 80s and you've just seen Ghostbusters, dude. Come on, like, how is this not like? I just wanted to smack Dustin so hard.
And then when Will told him. And then when Will told Dustin about that, the little thing came from the upside down, Dustin was like, we shouldn't kill it. We shouldn't kill it. We shouldn't tell the grown-ups. And I was like, Dustin, you're just being stupid for the sake of the plot.
Yeah. Yeah. Tara, I see you calling me out on Twitter. They are though. They're puppies. They're puppies. Like, it's like, well, what else? Like, I don't know, dem dogs. I didn't know they had a name. Like, to me, they're just like
that's a little
puppies.
bit of a spoiler. They name them eventually.
Well, then dem dogs. Okay, well now they're
demo dogs, Demogorgon dogs. It's a compound. It's a compound that says, and then somebody else is like, no, it's not a compound. It's a oh my gosh, there's a actual like grammatical term for it. I'll think of it later. I'll think of it after this webcast is over and be really mad that I couldn't think of it now.
Talking about
poop though.
A portmanteau. It's a portmanteau. That's what it is.
Talking about plot devices, Mad Max was a plot device too. I was excited that they were introducing a new female kid character. But then when she came on screen, I was like, you are just here to cause conflict, Max. You're not even a character.
Yeah, let's hurt her by having Elle make her fall off her skateboard. Ooh, so edgy.
Yeah,
and it was the whole like I'm not like most girls trope that people do, like not like most girls. She's like a dude apparently, but she's a girl, and I'm like, I've seen that countless times.
Yeah, it's not. And like the thing that I love about Stranger Things is that generally when they do stuff like that, they eventually turn it on its head. And I do think that they did a really great job with stuff like that in season 1, and I don't think they did a good job with it in this season. I really enjoyed season 2, but they didn't do as much of what I loved from season 1, like turning those tropes and everything on their heads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and her brother, Mad Max's brother Billy. Have you like read the theories about him being in the closet?
No, it's the earring, isn't it? It's the earring. It's got to be the earring. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
That Billy is supposed to be queer, and that's why he's like coming out so strong towards Steve, and he has all these personal issues that he's dealing with, and that's what makes him lash out.
All right, Kevin Spacey. No. I hate that they're all just like, he's mean because he's gay. He did this because he's gay. Maybe he's just a dick. Like, we don't know.
I mean, honestly, I totally understand where those theories are coming from.
Yeah.
And while it wouldn't surprise me if that was the way things were, I hope that's not the case. Because, like, I mean, I just kind of saw it as a cycle of abuse thing. Like he's clearly abused by his father, which we don't learn until very late, but he is. And he in turn abuses his stepsister. I don't think it's necessary to have that be any sort of plot point, but I guess it is. But I like, that's not as bad as like him just being an angry asshole because he's in the closet.
I mean, they have to do something with him for season 3 if he sticks around.
Yeah.
Which I guess he would. I mean, right? Like, where's he going to go?
No, I don't even want. Oh, there's also a theory that he might start a relationship with Mike's mom. That the whole flirt thing might be some sort of a mini arc in season 3, because again, if Billy sticks around, they have to do something with him.
Yeah, I hope not though. Ew. Or I mean, I guess like if he's out of high school and over 18, like maybe I could like be, you know, I don't want it, but like I'd be okay with it. But like I hope he's got to be a senior, right? I mean, he looks like he's in his 20s, so
he's probably like, oh, speaking of which, I just saw there's a picture of because I went looking for Steve Harrington baseball bats today. Geekiary just tweeted a photo of him holding a picture of a bunch of baseball bats, and it says "Me and all my sons," and I was like, ah! Like
no. He has sons. He has real many sons.
Apparently he's like mom of the year, like him versus Joyce Byers. Is what I've heard.
He's a very stressed out soccer mom.
Yeah, I'm so proud of Steve here.
I saw. I hate those like listicle articles, but someone shared one with me today that was like Tumblr stuff about Stranger Things, and there was like one thing where it was like stress level Steve Harrington waking up in a car full of children, and one of those children is driving the car illegally, and I'm like, oh, that is like my constant stress level. The other one there was another one that was like, you #justice for Bob, or justice for Barb, me the intellectual #justice for Bob, and I was like, yes, like Barb was fine, whatever, but she's dead, and she's been dead, and
nobody cares.
Did not have as bad of a death. She did not have as much character development or as bad of a death as Bob did. Also, she slut shamed her best friend. So
somebody tried to tell me that Steve Harrington was slut shaming, and I was like, when? I don't know, but they're like, I like Barb, but Steve Harrington's a slut shamer, and I was like, how?
Are you getting your characters backwards? Like, listen, Steve Harrington was totally a jerk at the beginning. Like, he did bully Jonathan. Let's be real.
Well, no,
but he has a character arc, and that is why so many people love him. Like,
and that was like, but it was like the like she was saying that like he enabled his friends to go and put that stuff up on the marquee like the first time, whatever. And I was like, he didn't enable that. I don't think he knew.
No, he was like upset about that.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, how dare you? How dare you drag the proud name of Harrington into the gutter? How dare you? I feel very strongly about this character role, and the fact that John Ralphio, he's actually John Ralphio's dad, is like.
Yeah, that weird.
Photos. I love those pictures.
Parks and Recreation Terry.
Yes, shaving. He's John Ralphio is shaving, and it's the cutest thing ever. They look so much alike. Like it's uncomfortable.
Also, where did that girl came in to dance with Will? That was very unexpected.
Yeah,
during the snowball.
What girl is like, yeah, I didn't ask Will the zombie boy to dance, but poor Dustin gets turned down by everyone? Like, granted, I didn't love Dustin this season, but I don't understand why people don't like him. I don't know. Like, girls. Like, why girls don't like him? I think he's a cutie. Is it just, like, he's a kid, so it's like he's a cutie kid, but...
Dustin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know. I'm not the person. I shouldn't even be judging because, like, honestly, if I was in middle school and he asked me to dance, I'd say yes because I would be a bigger dork than he was. Like, my middle school Tara was a bigger dork than Dustin. So I guess, like, I'm probably not the person to be asking these questions.
I've also read the theory about Will being in the closet, and I'm like, I need to stop reading such theories. But yeah, I guess season 3 needs some sort of more representation because apparently there's a portion of the fandom that wants it.
I mean, I have no problem with there being, you know, some more queer representation, but also the show is set in the 80s, and it's a really 80s show, and I mean, one also, like, we don't know that much about Kali and her friends, and I don't want to say too much, but like, because I know Bekah hasn't seen these.
I can take my headphones out.
I'm not going to say too much. I'm not going to say. I promise. But we don't know too much about Kali and her friends. Anybody who's seen the show will know who I'm talking about. And like, honestly, like any and or all of them could be queer. You know what I mean? Like, and I know that's kind of like, oh, the freaks are queer or whatever. But like, honestly, like to me, they're like cool kids, man. They're like badass. Like,
mini X-Men.
Yeah, like I just I agree that we always need more representation, but like I want it to be a natural thing, not a forced thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I want it to be good representation. Billy, for instance, would not be good representation. So I don't know. It's like a really hard thing to like watch shows like this and realize, like, yes, there needs to be more representation in the show, but also, do we want it to be good representation? Because that's not what they're going to give us right now.
Because I think the Duffer Brothers might do it because in season 1 there were complaints about not being many POC characters and Lucas not even having a family, and they like added that in season 2. So
we never saw Dustin's family in season 1 either.
But no one cares.
So say like,
but yeah,
we saw Mike's family a little bit, and we saw Joyce, and that was all we needed to see. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad that we like got to meet their families. You know, like I think it's cool that like Dustin's mom she's a single mom, right? Like
She looks like it.
that's
Looks
Wait,
like
who
she's a
is?
single mom.
Dustin's mom is a single mom.
Yeah.
There's no dad in that picture. And like then and Lucas has got this like badass little sister. She's a brat, but she's hilarious. Like
Erica.
and the thing is, like, they couldn't have done all of that in season 1. Like, there's only so much they could open up. I don't know, man. I guess everybody's gonna find something to complain about. And honestly, I have a lot of friends who really didn't enjoy this season or didn't enjoy it as much as they enjoyed season 1. I didn't feel that way, but I don't know. Maybe that's me. I don't know. So it's 9:00. So we should like wrap this up a little bit. We don't. There's not really like the only other thing we were going to talk about discussion wise was yay, it's fall movie season. Thor comes out this weekend.
I watched it. I can share queer representation spoiler if you guys want to listen.
Oh yeah, that's fine with me. I don't care. I'm not gonna
spoiling the plot.
I'm not
spoiling the
going
plot or anything.
Thor till probably like next weekend, so I'm not really worried about spoilers. Like,
okay, so the actress Tessa Thompson, who plays Valkyrie, she's bisexual in the comics. And before the film, Tessa was like, yeah, I'm playing a bisexual character in the movie. I'm like staying true to the essence. But when the movie was released, there was no mention of Valkyrie being bisexual. And then Tessa was like, I did film a scene where like a female character comes out of Valkyrie's bedroom, but the director cut it because apparently it didn't make sense in the plot. So people are like, they straight washed Valkyrie. So there's that. And if you have seen the trailer, there's a character who looks like he has a rock type skin, like he has rocks all over his body. Like that character is gay in the comic books, but then again, no mention of it in the film.
oh.
Yeah, so if some fans are like going to watch Thor for some sort of queer representation, well, there isn't any.
Maybe Ryan Reynolds should just swoop in there and be like, "Hey, just
I mean, is Jeff Goldblum good at least?
Oh, Jeff Goldblum is amazing. He's awesome. He's awesome. All of his scenes are awesome.
If I was ever going to be like, if I was the type of person that would stalk a celebrity, which like I'm not clearly, but if I was that type of person, he'd probably be the person I would choose to stalk.
I'd probably be in the passenger side as you stalked him. There's no like I'm so totally transparent. I got him and Ian Glenn. Love him so much. So Idris Elba. I'm just gonna stop now.
Yeah. So not yeah, you stop, but yeah. So Thor this weekend. I don't know. I'll see it, but I won't see it this weekend probably. And then Justice League is on the 17th, and like honestly, if I could get a version of it that was just Wonder Woman scenes and all the rest of it cut out, then maybe I would go see it.
No, we have to have a bit of Ezra Miller.
But I can't, so I'm not going to go see that in the theaters. I just don't care. Like, I don't care about Justice League. The trailers have not made me interested. I don't like I don't hate me for this, please. I don't like Batman that much. I don't like Superman at all.
Neither.
I used to love Batman like way back in the day, but I've gotten over that, and I don't like Superman at all. And I would have been fine with what's his name, Jason Momoa, if he hadn't, just like made rape jokes. And literally that, like, I would have been fine with seeing this movie or going to see this movie, even though I don't really give a shit about Justice League. And then Jason Momoa made rape jokes, and I was like, okay, they're not getting my money, which sucks because I know that like Wonder Woman is in it a lot, but also what's his name?
Ezra Miller?
No, the director, Joss Whedon, is also awful. So, and that came out recently. So it's like I'm just completely turned off by this movie.
And Ben Affleck also has some sexual allegations against him.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So Warner Bros are like pushing Ben Affleck away from the publicity right now. They're like not putting him in the forefront because there's actually a campaign to stop the Affleck brothers from attending the next year's Oscars.
Oh, good. Please.
Yeah, they're like the Affleck brothers are not, invited to the Oscars.
Did y'all see the this is old news, but who was it that presented was it Brie Larson that presented? I think it was Brie Larson that presented Casey Affleck with an award, and she was the only one who didn't clap. Like, she just gave him the award and just stood there because, like, she was in The Room, which is that one movie. She won an award. She's dealing about a woman who's been trapped, kidnapped, I believe, and forced to stay in this, teeny tiny room. And it deals with like trauma and assault and stuff like that. And like there's this big thing about it. But she's like, when everybody else clapped, that she was just like, and so I will be. If there is a campaign, I will be at the front lines marching because, like, honestly, screw the Afflecks. Like.
And also talking about the Oscars, Wonder Woman is getting a campaign for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Screenplay, and Best Actress. I don't think that she'll be nominated for Best Actress, but Best Director might be a possibility. Not winning, but at least a nomination.
That'd be cool. I really listen. I know that people have issues with some things about Wonder Woman, and I know that it has its flaws, but honestly, like, it is such a good movie. It really is. It's enjoyable, and I don't know if a movie can make me tear up several times when bad things aren't even happening, then there's something going on there. Because I have no emotion about things like that, like movies. I don't usually get emotional.
Also talking about Justice League, due to all of the sexual allegation news coming up, there are rumors about Henry Cavill being queer. And like Warner Bros. Also want to hush that down because having Ezra Miller, an out queer actor in Justice League, is apparently enough for them right now.
Like Ezra Miller,
I did hear that Henry Cavill, he made some comments about how the DC movies don't do well because they aren't good and they just aren't what people want. And honestly, only somebody who has nothing to lose would say that. So I feel like, shoot, that'd be amazing. If
Warner Bros. Warner Bros. Is recasting. They are planning to recast all of them because the next movie is going to be the next major movie is going to be Flashpoint, starring Ezra Miller and Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. And after that, they're Warner Bros. Is getting rid of Ben Affleck, getting rid of Henry Cavill, and they're trying to clean house with, I guess, reliable actors.
I mean, I guess getting rid of a person who assaults people is great, but what the heck is, I mean, listen, the Superman movie was not good. And but that's, I don't know. I also just don't like Superman. So I am not the best judge of these things. If you love Superman, maybe that movie was great. But what the heck's wrong with Henry Cavill? He's really handsome.
He
was a good actor in the Tudors.
I guess they don't need a queer Superman.
Yeah. That would be.
That's the point.
Although also they would, honestly, I would not put it past them to pawn it off on oh well, yeah, of course he is queer or gender fluid or whatever because he's an alien. They would make some excuse for it.
The comic books didn't do it, so I don't see the films doing that.
I mean, I think are you just talking about getting rid of the actor because he's gay?
Yeah, apparently Ben Affleck is going to be get ridden off because of the sexual harassment allegations and because he's too old to play Batman, apparently. And they might get rid of Henry Cavill because he's in the closet, and there are rumors that something is going to leak.
Well, I don't know. As long as they keep Ezra Miller, I don't even like Warner. I don't even like DC. I don't give a crap. But I love Ezra Miller. I loved Ezra Miller for so long. And I will continue to love him until he does something stupid.
Until or unless. So anyways, let's Justice League. I don't want to talk about Star Wars too much because I'm sure we're gonna have a special webcast for it. But y'all, it's in just over a month. Also, like I get to go see it the day after my birthday. I'm so excited. But yeah, I don't even care. I don't care. Like, it can't be bad. Like, I don't believe that it could possibly be bad. But I agree. Like, Fareed, I see that you wrote that John Boyega kind of was like talking about the Finn Poe relationship stuff.
Yeah, and I'm like, just stop. And I was like, just stop, John. Just stop. Don't do it.
I feel like it could, like, I absolutely believe that he might want it to happen, but like, or be okay with it happening or whatever. But like, Disney's not, they're not going to do it. Not yet.
It's all up to Kathleen Kennedy, right? It's all up to her.
Right. And unfortunately, they had enough flack from having an African American man, or I'm sorry, no, he's not even American. He's from England, right? So he's just from having, a black man, a person of color, play one of the main characters, another person of color play the other main character, and a woman play like the main character. They get enough flack from that. I mean, and
Did
like,
you see the Chinese posters?
No.
Star Wars?
No.
Boyega is like this small in the poster compared to the rest of the characters.
Who is?
John, because John Boyega, I guess that's his name, right?
Yeah.
That's how you pronounce it. And because apparently the Chinese don't like POCs or something like that, so in the posters, John is like this small compared to the rest of the characters.
I mean, but yeah, they got so much flack for those things, like, and I think that I do believe that they were strongly hinting at the characters from Rogue One, the two men.
Yeah, I wrote about it.
I believe
yeah. I do believe that was a strong hint that, or like that they may not have shown anything explicit or specific, but
those two were together.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's as much as we're ever going to get. But I don't know, like, I could be wrong, but I don't think it's going to happen in this movie. I think if it happens, it's going to happen at the very end of the trilogy or something.
Possibly.
Do y'all remember the last time Disney teased a gay character? It was LeFou in Beauty and the Beast, and that was like the very end.
1 second and you miss it. Yeah.
Yeah,
it wasn't even a second long, that scene.
No, he just, and I was just like, are you serious right now? Like, is this your idea of like, are you trying to like ease us into the gay? Like, I don't get it.
I don't know, man. It's Disney. But
Adam Driver dropped a hint about race parentage.
Tell me about this. Tell me. I want to know.
Apparently, it's a recent interview. I guess it came out like 2 or 3 days ago, and Adam Driver referred to Rey as a lost princess, trying to find who she really is.
Well, Kylo Ren is also a lost princess trying to find who he really is. I mean, I'm not trying to be like a
see also my cosplay.
Yeah, Disney. No, but he's my favorite Disney princess. Sorry, Tiana. There's another Kylo Ren. Like, I don't know. Just because apparently though, also didn't they like accidentally put up her name as like Rey Kenobi or something on like an interview, like at Star Wars Celebration or something? Like they had like below it said, it was like down here and it said like Rey Kenobi.
So I mean, by the princess reference, is he referencing that she's like his sister?
We don't know. That was the confusion. Was he like referencing Rey to be his sister or just another Disney princess?
Yeah, that's all right.
We don't know. We'll find out in December, right? Or November.
Will we though? Will we actually find out Rey's parentage in this movie? Actually, no. That would make sense. It would follow the original trilogy. So hopefully. So anyway, we had like anything else that we want to discuss, but it's already 9:14. So upcoming events. Personally, convention season is over. I mean, there are still conventions going on. There's, I have friends who are at TeslaCon and YomaCon. TeslaCon is in Wisconsin, I think. YomaCon is in Detroit. So I have friends at both of those conventions this weekend, and then there is the Big Fandom Greenville convention in a couple weeks in Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah.
But really, like, convention season is over. So I have nothing going on event wise until MagFest in National Harbor, Maryland, in the beginning of January. So that's it. Yay.
I don't have any conventions. Well, I mean, I'm thinking about going to Big Fandom, but I'm not sure yet. I don't know. I'm thinking seriously. I'm considering actually starting a YouTube channel, since some of my friends have told me I should, but I don't know if it's actually going to happen or if I'm just going to scream at my screen. I don't know. I know.
The reason why people tell you to start a YouTube channel is because, like, but it would have to be like spontaneous videos that you post like automatically from your phone, where you're like, something ridiculous is happening, and or something ridiculous just happened, and you're like,
rolling around on the floor.
Like, yeah, rolling around on the floor. Like, this is why we tell you should have a YouTube channel, because it should literally just be you doing ridiculous things or reacting to ridiculous things that just happened.
I could do that. The way my phone is attached to my freaking hand.
Exactly.
Like, hey guys, oh no! Sorry. I just, no, but like, I'm always like this. And so, like, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Be like, yes, hello, internet. I have a story to report. Like,
so Fareed, is anything going on with you the next like month and a half or so?
No, nothing much, nothing that important, no events, no nothing. I'm like trying to take it easy.
Yeah, I know that.
Not going anywhere.
I know that feeling. Yeah. So yeah, so that's like event wise, like, think it's the end of the year, it's the holidays, like, for us, at least over here, like I said earlier, I'm not traveling. The next time I will actually be traveling is for Christmas, which is amazing because I have been away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've been away 6 or 7 weekends of the past like 2.5 months. So I'm ready to be home for a bit, and my dogs are ready for me to be home too. So anyway, last but not least, recommendations. Any recommendations, guys?
Star versus the Forces of Evil. Star versus the Forces of Evil. Like, I know people I know y'all are laughing at me, okay, and stop. But like, it's another really, it's Disney XD. It's 2 seasons and a movie, 2 seasons and a 1-hour movie, 1.5-hour movie. I don't know, but it's a really, really good show, y'all. Like, and like, not many people know about it, and like, it's really, really good. Also, School for Good and Evil. That's another excellent, written by a POC queer writer. His name is Soman Chainani. He is flippin' amazing, and it's a young adult series. It's called The School for Good and Evil. They have started casting. Actually started receiving cast updates sent to my phone or sent to my email. So they've started casting that movie. I'm thinking probably 2017 or 2018, 2019 maybe for release. It's great. It's about two girls, and they go to school basically to become evil queens or evil or princesses or whatever, and it's really, really good. Like, he's an excellent writer. He's super chill. He like replies back on Twitter. He's a cool guy. So check out those series of books. There's 4 of them now. You can buy them at Barnes & Noble for like $10. They're great.
My recommendation is Will and Grace season 9. I mean, if you guys haven't watched it, I implore that you do. It's like getting awesome ratings. Like, each episode is getting near 7 million views, live views. And when the DVR numbers come in, it's like more than 10 million. And the thing that I like about it is that it's like very anti-Trump, like the whole show. And they make fun of it, and it gets political, and it's just fun. It feels very like current, like all of the jokes that are happening and all of the storylines. So if you guys like watched the previous seasons 1 to 8 and like left it, well, come back for season 9. It's the same show, but more political and more fun.
All right. I mean, I watched not all of Will and Grace, but like most of it. So like if you've watched most of the show, do you think you can watch season 9 and still like kind of get it?
Yeah, sure. I
Okay.
mean, I read some reviews, like there were people who haven't watched the previous seasons and they just came in for season 9. And because how current it is, because of all of the politics that's happening right now in the US, they're still enjoying it.
Oh, that's good to know. All right. So we have talked about this briefly on this webcast several times over the past few months. My recommendation is Winona frickin' Earp.
Yeah.
Like, if you have not watched this show, what is wrong with you? Why haven't you? Do it now. I know that there's been some concerns about representation regarding like people of color. Listen, yes, the first season, there isn't a ton of that. I hate to make the excuse of like, A, it's a show just getting started. B, it takes place in kind of like southwestern Canada / northern Montana. Like, but they really do a good job of rectifying their representation in that respect in season 2. Other aspects of their representation are amazing. Like including an amazing lesbian couple. So also I'm in love with Doc Holliday, but like just Doc the character, not the actor, because I saw pictures of the actor in like normal clothes, like normie clothes, and I was like, he's too pretty for me. But like really, no, this show, it's so fun. Like it's got serious subject matter at times, but it doesn't ever take itself seriously. It's like Buffy for our generation, like our age, like the late 20s, early 30s and up group. I really freaking enjoy it. It's had 2 seasons, it's getting a third, but it probably does need more people to watch it in order to continue after the 3rd season. So like watch this freaking show. I've also heard nothing but good things about the cast. They're amazing with their fans. They like love going to conventions. They love just meeting fans. And I just like, I always want to encourage like things like that as somebody who runs conventions myself. So yeah, like give these people work, because it's just such a good show. So yeah. We're gonna wrap this up because it's like 9:22. It's been a while since we went this far past 9 o'clock. It's not a bad
We have
thing.
a lot of feelings.
We do. Well, we get to talk about Walking Dead and also Stranger Things, and those are 2 big like feeling centric shows. So I'm Tara. I'm here with fellow Geekiary writers Bekah and Fareed. Thank you again for joining us for Feelings with the Geekiary. Remember, we are a free webcast run off donations from viewers like you. So thank you for contributing and helping our host site, the Geekiary. And we will see you guys the first Thursday of December. Have a great rest of the month. Bye.